of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Supernatural. Magic. Ghosts. You have found it. Bigfoot. Extraterrestrial. Psychic energy.
The Calling 2.0.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Calling 2.0. How's everybody doing out there? I'm doing really, really good. And of course, right next to me on miles away through space and time via Skype. How you doing, V?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Oh, I got a massive cut on my arm. That's really gross. I could take a picture of it and put it in.
No, that's okay.
In the chat room for everybody if they'd like to see it.
No.
No, you really wouldn't want to see it.
Trust me, you don't.
I showed her. I had to stick my arm in front of the Skype camera.
Yeah, you're lucky that I've seen gross, bloody things that I'm not that affected. If I ate meat, I would probably be more freaked out because I correlate everything with meat. But
oh, you don't eat meat. That's right. Are you a vegan or a
just vegetarian for 43 years? So it's been.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not just I did it when it was a trend. I was a vegetarian before it was a trend. So.
Gotcha. So what? Just out of curiosity, let's say you're going out for dinner with some people and stuff, and they order a steak in front of you.
Yeah, my son did that a couple of weeks ago. He's like, I'll have a medium rare hamburger. I'm like, first of all, 7, you don't, hamburgers are not rare. That's steak. So you need to at least have it cooked a little more. I don't mind. I mean, I don't judge, I'm not one of these like, no leather belts, no leather wallets, no animal products. I'm okay with that because it's kind of an eat or be eaten situation in life. So I'm okay with, my previous marriage. I was married to somebody that ate meat all the time, which was quite funny because I literally had to prepare 2 meals every single day, for dinner. There was the meaty meal and then there was my meal. So there was a lot of cooking, and then I would wear little rubber gloves because I didn't want to touch the meat or I didn't want to smell it. So I had a bandana on because I would gag if I was cooking chicken or something. So it was very interesting. But if I go out and people are eating meat, it doesn't gross me out. I'm not sitting there going, how dare you? It's to each their own. This is just, but I mean, it can be hard if you're someplace like, I went to the Outback Steakhouse yesterday, but they have a really, really, really good strawberry salad there. So that's what and then I had their horrible, it was cheat day. So I had their horrible cheesy fries there and just.
Those are really terrible.
Yeah. That's a heart attack on a plate.
What's funny is that a friend of mine, her and her boyfriend call me up and they're like, hey, you want to go out for dinner with us? I said, sure. Where are we going? They serve Red Lobster. I'm allergic to seafood.
Oh, you're right.
And I tried. And when the guy said, no, we grill it pretty much on the same grill, I was like, nope, I'm sorry. This ain't going to be happening, because I mean, even if like their popcorn shrimp and stuff, which is done in the same fryer as like onion rings and stuff like that, or French fries. It's like, no, I can't risk it. Number one,
right?
I've got the radio show to do on Tuesday or Wednesday. What the heck,
Well, yeah. No, and I agree. Yeah, you can't risk that. So you probably don't go out for sushi either.
No. Oh, that's just foul. It's
Yeah,
like bait, you got to bring a lighter with you to cook it.
yeah. No,
I
I
know
mean,
some of it's not fish, but
yeah, I'll have like the veggie sushi where they'll just put little avocado and whatever. But I have to tell them I pretend I'm allergic to seafood so that they don't have any fishy stuff touch my vegetarian stuff because I don't like the smell of fish. So if it
right.
does touch, I'll know that it was served. So I tell the chef, please, put plastic down and saran wrap and don't let anything smell like fish.
It's
Ugh.
yeah, I you said avocados, and the first thing I thought is avocado is the same thing as guacamole. They're both nasty. I've tried avocado straight. It's foul.
Where's the
It's
hang up button here? No, no. Oh
you
my
know,
God. Who does not love guacamole? Especially
you
when
know,
it's served fresh at your table. So good.
right. One thing I found, and vegetarians will agree with me on this, is that vegans, when you meet them, hi, my name's Jesse. I'm a vegan. It's like, why are they that proud of it?
Oh, that's weird. I never say that. I mean,
Hi, my name's Jerry. I eat a cow. You know,
that doesn't need to come up unless you're at a dining table,
exactly.
and then just tell your waiter. Yeah, no, that's what I say. I always say vegans are crazy, because they're like no leather, no wallet, no belt, no shoes. I mean, that's like so out there.
Right. Yeah, I actually heard a guy say to his girlfriend that was vegetarian when he got his steak and stuff. He said, "You should try a little bit." She's like, no. And he said, "Well, if you put ketchup on it, it totally makes it okay. So you can do that." And
Weird.
she was gonna believe him. I mean,
Oh,
this is supposed to be the man she trusts in her life, and he was going to load it with ketchup. Well, ketchup does belong on steak, just like pineapple does belong on pizza. Sorry.
hey, French fries and mayo.
That's actually good.
Delicious, yes.
Yeah.
So, hey, I want to, while we are babbling, because today is our Babble show, I want to make sure that we apologize for Bill Bean. Bill Bean is a close friend of mine. However, he is extremely busy, so he did make the time to be on the show. We were all excited, and then he texted me this morning, and he was like, I have to postpone, and we can't be mad at him, but because the man is out there doing very hard work and healing a lot of people and removing all these bad entities and demons off people. So
is it true that the Pope needed him?
I really don't know. Because you are such a Pinocchio that no, the Pope did not need him. But
Gotcha.
anyway.
Well, have you seen the show that's out there, the Pope's Exorcist?
I thought you were going to say the Pope's exercise program.
He's gotten a little big. So
Yeah,
he probably.
No, I haven't seen, but there is a movie. It's more of a documentary, but it's all about exorcism school, because this wasn't a thing until the what do you call it? What's that place over there in Rome? What's the famous place where the Pope lives?
The Vatican.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot. It wasn't until.
Sorry. I had something stuck in my throat.
Wow. All right. So the Vatican didn't exactly recognize exorcism until, just a little while ago, when the need became so great that they had to start having a school for that. And there is a movie out there. I forgot. It's called something Pray.
It's the Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe.
No, but there's a new movie actually based on the first time that they let a female priest go to the exorcism school. It's called something Pray. Pray for the devil. Pray for the devil. But
Is that right?
Prey. Pray for the Devil. It's a movie and it's based on having women in the Vatican, school, the exorcism school, because they didn't
Well, any
allow
show
only
that
males.
right, any show that starts out based on a true story
No, but
means that we are doing what we can to make it all kind of believable, but don't believe it for a
but
moment.
mostly Hollywood.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
but anyway, the storyline, when that happens in a movie, I always try to look at just like, okay, the storyline, anything sensational or visual is probably Hollywood. But anyway, if you get a chance to check that movie out, Pray for the Devil, it's about, allowing females to participate in exorcisms. It's quite interesting. Funny side story on that was, when my house was under demonic attack back in LA, I actually called the Catholic Church over, I don't know what number I got, but I contacted the Vatican and I asked if they could send somebody over to do an exorcism at my house to remove these entities. And they actually said if I would like to be hired by them to go and check out houses and cases to make sure that they really were worthy of an exorcism. So they actually turned around and ended up trying to recruit me to go to some of all these cases because there was so much demonic attacks going on that they couldn't go to all of them. And so they asked if I wanted to be part of that. And I said, no, I've got my own issues to deal with. So I don't want to be part of helping the Vatican.
Right.
What are you guys typing over there? Tomato sauce. Okay, they're still on food. Somebody's hungry. Someone's got munchies there.
Well, there's catsup and then there's ketchup.
Yeah, I call it cats.
Well, what is catsup?
I don't
That
know.
can't be the same thing as ketchup.
Ketchup is something you need to do if you're behind.
Okay. That's like in Pulp Fiction, right? The daddy tomato, the mama tomato, and the baby tomato. You never heard that?
It's about the $5 hamburger or the milkshake.
Yeah, the milkshake, $5 vanilla shake or something like
Yes.
that. Yeah, stomp it on the kid, says ketchup.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't know. We'll have to look into how that ever came up.
That was her Fox Force 5 debut on some show. And that was her only line in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, so now this is the Paranormal Babble. We've got the babble down really good.
I think it became a Food Network babble.
Hi, I'm Rachel Ray. No, I'm kidding.
So I saw an interesting video. I'm addicted to slapped ham on YouTube.
With what?
Slapped ham.
Slapped ham.
It has a little pig snout as the logo. They upload a lot of like it's not necessarily a countdown of the 10, but it's collaborative videos of UFO sightings, cryptids.
Oh, okay.
Bigfoot, ghosts, whatever. People send them in, or they're just a collage of. Anyway, so I saw one about this family. I think it was in Mexico or somewhere, and their son had died and they'd set up this shrine, and all of a sudden the walls just started leaking this weird goo down the walls. And so they started having people come over. They kind of made their house a museum, and people claimed to heal after they touched this goo on the wall. Well, I was thinking about that story today on the way into my bedroom where I sit and do the podcast, and my wall has like a drop that I noticed, like this gooey stuff dripping down. I noticed last week, and I started thinking, who's to say that I don't have the same gooey stuff running down my wall that these people claim is like sacred and healing and people come and get healed and they all touch this gooey stuff. But I'm not sure how healing it is because I have the same stuff running down my wall. So I just thought that was a funny coincidence when I realized that, maybe it's sacred, maybe it's just goo running down from humidity, who knows. But yeah, that was it.
I'll be darned. Sorry, my dog is just going nuts out here. It means that somebody's walking their dog past. So I apologize. She's not that big, but she's 73 pounds and she's all mouth.
It's huge.
That's huge. Well, compared to your dog.
Compared to 6 pounds. Yes.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Dog cat. I have a dog cat.
It's a cat dog. Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for that catsup. Worcestershire sauce.
Well, Moofy says never touch goo on the wall.
Why? Why, Moofy?
Well, it might be that dude.
Oh, they changed it to Moody.
Moody? No, it's Moofy.
I know, but my autocorrect made it Moody. Why Moody? Now it says why Moody. That is silly. So anyway, so that was my paranormal story. Do you guys have any questions today? Anything?
Well, here is my paranormal story, and this is true. Okay, so we were called in to do a supernatural conversation, which we do them at coffee houses. So we go in, we do an investigation first, and then a few weeks later, after we've done all the evidence, then we go there, we do the conversation, we invite people, they pack the place, and then we show them what we had found. We were so excited for this one place. 24,000 square feet of antique and vintage store with a big, pretty darn good size coffee house in there called the Clapping Monkey House of Coffee. It was awesome, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, one of the investigators on Sunday puts in our secret sim chat and says, you guys may want to take a look at what happened on channel 11. I think it was channel 11. And I'm like, why? It goes, take a look at the Wild Things, which is that place. And I'm like, what the heck? So I didn't even look at that. I called the owner, and the owner called me back, and he said, Sunday, 3:30 in the morning, all of a sudden the water main broke and it filled 3 feet of water from the walls. We've lost almost everything in there.
Oh, that's
There's
sad.
so much silt and everything. He said, I just don't know what to do.
That's a sad
And I'm like, oh crap. Yeah. I mean, that place was legit when it came to paranormal happenings. We've caught Whispers. May, who's on my team, her and I were sitting there, and all of a sudden light switches were coming on by themselves, and lights were popping on. And at one moment, I went towards just to go see the light switches. Something growled heavily at me. And May's like, oh, I think you ought to need to come back there, Jerry. It's like, yep, I am definitely coming back. But I just can't believe that happened, you know? I mean, we were supposed to do the supernatural conversation on the 15th, which is a Saturday of this month.
Yeah.
Which is this coming Saturday. But now they said, I said, well, do you want us to show it to your employees? Well, we're going to see if we can get the coffee part of it cleaned up enough where, you know, maybe if people want to come, they can, and they can buy coffee and stuff if they get the water pipes fixed. But
yeah.
My God, this place was so big. There was so many different rooms to it. There's at least 15 rooms to this place. It was
amazing.
Oh my God. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Um, so Todd says, so what's next? Are they going to rename themselves the Sea Monkeys House of Coffee? You know what? If you don't mind, Todd, I'm going to bring that up and see what they say. I'll probably get punched in the face. So then next time I see you, Todd, I'll have something for you.
Yeah. I used to have
Oh,
sea
that's funny.
monkeys. I ordered them
So
from
did I. I like sea monkeys.
comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were brine shrimp, if I'm
That's
correct.
all they were. They pictured them sitting in little lawn chairs. They had a little girl and boy and little babies. I said, I want a little sea monkey family like that. They look nothing like the picture in the comic book.
That's funny. That's funny.
Well, and you want to hear something funny. Remember the ant farms? The little
Yeah.
So I ordered one of those, and this was when I lived in Alaska. And apparently my dad dropped the package, so my dog ate all the ants. So I wrote them and I was like, dear uncle, I think it was, what was it called? Uncle Something's, it was Uncle Something's ant farm, remember?
Yeah.
And so I wrote them and I said, could I please have some more? I'm like 12 years old. I'm like, could I please have some more ants because my dog ate them? I guess that was the best story they'd ever had. They actually, I don't remember if I saw it on television or if it was in a magazine, but they're like, and we got this letter from this little girl in Alaska and said, my dog ate the ants. Could you please? And I'm like, how are they making a mockery out of me? I'm serious. I don't have any more ants. It was a true story, but they totally like read it on the air or something, and that was so funny. But they did send me another little tube of free ants, and then I did put them in the little thing, and I watched them burrow around. Isn't it amazing? The simplest things back then, sea monkeys, which are really brine shrimp, and ant farms, which you could go and get outside for free. But this was entertainment. This was entertainment back then. Ants making little tunnels in a plastic box. We've come a long way because now it's all Xbox and virtual games and, you know.
Yeah. I remember when Casey went and ordered her first pet rock. And she had it. She was so happy with it and stuff.
Oh my
and she was really a little kid and she would talk to it and stuff. Well, one day I had to do it. I put a cat turd inside the box.
What? You're so mean.
She came to me and she's like, it pooped.
Oh no.
You better throw that out, honey. I said, maybe you should set it outside. She goes, what if it runs away? And I thought, oh, she's so much her mama's child.
Wow.
Oh, and X-ray glasses. Oh my God, CC. I remember X-ray glasses. They were like a feather or something, like you're looking through a feather. You could put your hand up and it looked like you were seeing the bones. Do you know how many women I followed around when I was a kid with those things? You couldn't see.
Yes, weren't they like, they were like glad, and they showed like spirals. I remember
Yeah.
the advertisements on the back of the comic books because they were always drawn. Remember, they were always a cartoon. It wasn't a real ad. Remember the big muscle guy that would kick the little skinny guy? They would kick sand in the little skinny guy laying with the girl. And remember that he was bullying the little skinny guy for not having any muscles.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, that was.
Well, you know, sad thing about that though.
Uh-oh.
In comic books, that's where mom started ordering my mother her get skinny pills. And what they were was speed.
Yes.
And
Like,
she was like taking
Dexatrin.
like 30 hits
of God.
that stuff a day. And she was losing weight, but she also had heart problems.
Yeah.
So by the age of when I was 11, that's when she had the final stroke.
Mhm.
And I remember my dad, there was a letter on the on his dresser in their bedroom, and it said, "To whom it may concern, Mrs. Lowell Ayres, Joyce Lowell Ayres, Joyce Opal Ayres." And then it said the medical name for those will not affect her in any way, shape, or form, her heart problems, and it had nothing to do with her stroke. Nothing. What a lie that was.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because I remember I actually tried those. Some of them were like Dexatrim, and I remember just your heart rate would go up, and there was phenylalanine. I can't pronounce it, but something like that. Phenylalanine. It's a mouth mouth twister.
It's a big time.
But yeah, that stuff still comes up in some products I've seen, but those are definitely known to increase your heart rate. So yeah, good stuff from the 80s and the 70s.
Oh my God, it was hilarious. And I even got, as a matter of fact, do you remember they used to be able to buy the seeds for farming and stuff?
Oh, okay. So
Getty, I think it was, or something like that.
The American Seed Company.
Yeah, I ordered it. I ordered it when I was a little kid, and I can't remember what happened to all the packets. I think a bully at school stole it, and then all of a sudden they were threatening to take me to court for it. I was a little kid. I got the seeds from them, so then they had to change their whole policy of it. Todd says I had a pet rock. He was great as an attack rock. Oh, Todd.
Toddster.
The Toddster.
The Toddster. Oh, so no questions tonight? Anything you want to talk about? Get off your mind. Get off your brain.
Me? Oh, do I have a brain? Or anybody?
Anybody.
Anybody. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, you can tell we were not prepared for this. Just at the last moment is when I threw out the Paranormal Babble and stuff like that. This is going to be a lame show.
Wow.
No.
No, well, I mean, I talked about the ooze. We could talk about ectoplasm.
I don't know that much about it. I do know that back in like the 20s and 30s, they used to put pieces of cotton next to them and a mouthful of it and take pictures. And they were claiming that that was ectoplasm.
Well, I mean, some of them would have pictures of stuff coming out of people's mouths and stuff during seances. You know, it seemed to be a thing during. Thank you. It seemed to be a thing that was more known back then. You don't seem to hear a lot about it now unless it was on Ghostbusters. That whole ectoplasm thing suddenly went away. I'm not sure. It seems to be like gooey, what do you call it? Like gooey ghost.
Okay, stop typing. Where you? Oh, okay.
No,
You're from.
She's
from Denmark. Yeah.
Gooey, ghost gunk. I don't know, but it seems to come out of people's mouths when they're doing the seances and things like that. And some of it has been just kind of like misty stuff in photographs too.
Right.
You know,
it was crazy.
What's crazy?
It was crazy. It was crazy. It was insanity. Okay, let's see now. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break. I'm going to figure out what interesting stuff to talk about. No, I'm having a great time just, farting around with all you guys. So
it is definitely babble.
It is a babble. All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, we are back. This is Jerry with the calling, along with the one, the only Valentina, the Danish psychic, or the psychic Danish. Medium.
Okay, just stop.
Isn't that what it is? What is it? Your Instagram.
Danish medium. I mean, Yeah, but my Instagram is the Danish medium Valentina.
Oh, that's what it is. Yes, I'm
Danish
sorry.
medium Valentina.
Yeah, okay.
And then my website is only Psychic Medium Valentina.
Right, that's right. It's confusing.
I know. I try to make it all the same, but you know, sometimes things are not available, or it's too hard to change.
You're doing great. So let's see now. History of
Oh,
Ghosts, the true story of seances, mediums, ghosts, and Ghostbusters by Peter H. Ackroyd. What? That's the book written by Dan's grandfather, grandfather. Are you serious?
I'm gonna look for that book right now.
Yeah.
History of Ghosts.
Wow.
Well, I have something interesting. It's just a little. So one of my clients was reading this book on Abraham Lincoln, and I was like, and she recommended it to me. Had she not done that, I would have never heard. Let me see if I have. Oh yeah, yes, it's called. I have to look on my shelf over there. It's called The Psychic Life of Abraham Lincoln. And even though it's super, super wordy, I mean, there is a lot in, about all the presidents and things like that. But Abraham Lincoln was very, very into going to a medium and a psychic. And in fact, he didn't make many moves in the White House and in the office without checking first with his psychic. And he would have different seances and things like that. So I thought that was very fascinating. And I had no idea because I already kind of liked Abraham Lincoln to begin with because he's a cool dude. But when I heard that he was going to psychics and mediums, I thought that was pretty impressive. And, so if you get a chance to check that book out, The Psychic Life of Abraham Lincoln, that is also a very good book to get.
I'll be darned. I never knew that.
I know. Things you learn from other people.
That's true. That's true. And if you don't know it, then you're not listening to the calling.
Right.
Right. Hello.
Facts and nostalgia.
Oh, and also too, I forgot to totally mention that if you're liking the show and if you just joined halfway in, tomorrow you can go to the Calling 2.0 radio show YouTube, look us up. Tons of shows we have on there. Check it out. Right now we're you can't see us, but tomorrow you will be able to see what we look like. And yes, I am beautiful. Anyway, what else am I going to say? So yeah, check that out. Now, Para X, on the other hand, oh man, there's like tons of really cool shows on there. You have like right after us is Exploring the Paranormal with Shauna of Geeks Paranormal. The Gathering, which is on Tuesday nights with Heidi and Stephanie. They do a great job. They're at 8 p.m. East or Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who else? Wow, there's just so many different shows out there. I mean, I've listened to quite a few of them. There's not any that's made me blush. So, yeah, maybe we're the only one that blushes a lot. Wow. I blush because I have nothing but stupid to say. Oh, and look at this.
Here's the book.
So is that okay? No, hold on. First off, $68 for the book. Now, which book is $68?
The Dan Aykroyd's grandfather. This one's like $16 or $18, but this one's more affordable. Yeah. So definitely. I mean, it's wordy. I mean, it starts. I mean, this is the 1800s here, so we're going to go through all of American history and things like that in between all that, so sometimes I did skip through a few things, but I did highlight quite a few things that were fascinating. Even Abraham's wife, Mary, who was an absolute cuckoo clock, she had her own things going on, but yeah, so let's put that link too.
Yeah. So, okay, now, so $68 for the book. Which book is this?
Dan Aykroyd's grandfather.
Okay. And CC Cat, Ceiling Cat says it's out of print. Was it out of print, V?
Um,
Oh, wait a minute. Here's an article. Oh, here's an article about Aykroyd family. You know, just a little side note while I'm checking this out. I met Dan Aykroyd once. I was a bartender at the DoubleTree, and the general manager came in and he said, "Okay, we have a very special guest. He's going to be coming in a little bit, and he likes that vodka right there." I said, "That's Dan Aykroyd's vodka." It was Skull vodka. He goes, "Yep,
Oh.
that's his favorite." And I said, "Oh, no problem." You know, he said, "Well, he likes his drink the special way." I said, "Yeah, he likes the Skull vodka tonic." And I said, "It's no problem." He goes, "No, you need to understand." This guy was really snotty, you know, not Dan Aykroyd, but my boss. He's like, "You need to watch your P's and Q's around him." I said, "He's an ass. He's not a nice guy." And he's like, "No, he's a great guy." I said, "What are you telling me this stuff for? You know, I know how to talk to people." So anyway, here comes Dan, and he comes and he sits down, and I said, "Hello, how you doing this evening?" He said, "Very well." He said, "You're Jerry." I said, "Yeah, you and I have something in common." It's no, we don't. We don't have nothing in common. "Well, I beg to differ, sir. We do." And I said, "I'm sorry, I don't know where you get this information, but we have nothing in common." He says, "I was a Ghostbuster." I said, "I'm a paranormal investigator." Big difference between the two.
Right.
And then he said, "Well, I will have," I said, "a Skull vodka tonic with either lemon, lime, or would you like a twist of fate?" He said, "Ooh, twist of fate, but make sure it's a lime." And I said, "Okay." But we sat around, and even when I got off, you know, I told him I'm leaving now and stuff. And he said, "Can you have a drink?" And I said, I looked over at the boss, and he's like, "Yep, one." And he's like, "Oh, you can have one drink." And I went, "Yeah." So he sat over there, and he said, we started talking and everything, and he kept saying, "Sip it, sip it." Don't, because when I
Right.
used to drink back in those days, I used to drink a lot, but I mean, not a lot, you know, but I drink them fast and stuff. Phew. But anyway, yeah, it was pretty cool. He was really a nice guy. I even gave him my card. He took it, but I never got a call.
You did
Um,
not become a Ghostbuster.
yeah, I mean, because I'm not a Ghostbuster. Well, we do,
You know, you
you know,
could
stuff
be.
like that. Yeah. Let's see now. We have a question from Melissa. Are spirits who appear as children really children or something more sinister? That's a
I
good
love,
question.
I love that word sinister. Isn't that just
Sinister.
sinister?
It just goes right through me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Skull
Now
vodka.
I'm scared to be alone here.
Yeah. So, you know, I've always thought I was talking to children, and I've interacted with children. I've recorded children. I've had little children's handprints on mirrors, things like that. It's a fine line because sometimes they are children, and sometimes it's a demon acting like a child. Demons also like to pretend that they're helpless women, calling out, you know, they prey on you because then obviously you want to help the woman, you want to help the child. So it's an easy target. Sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. And it can be difficult to tell. I mean, for me, the children I've interacted with have been children, so I've lucked out. I haven't had any pranksters per se, you know, pretend to be children, but there is always that chance. I think it would feel different, you know, because it children are very innocent and kind of naive, and so if it felt a little bit more direct, I would say that it would more than likely be a seasonal demon that would know how to prank you. How do you feel about that?
Well, in a lot of the places that we've gone to, we've only done um, two demonics. One, well, one was actually trying to kill uh, the child. We really feel that that's what's happening. It kept making it run across their yard and jump into the Rum River, which is in Anoka. And when we got a hold of the original family from 1972, they said the same thing happened with their children too. And I said, well, that's what's going on right now. I said, why did you guys move? And they said, because we really felt it was haunted.
Mm.
And I'm like, wow, okay. So they thought it was demonic. And could it be? I don't know. I have had, Humbird and places like that. I have recordings of children, but a lot of children had died there and
Right.
some hadn't left. And we did. Let me look at the chat room real quick here.
I can do that for you. Finish your.
Oh, no. There's a reason. Okay. Yeah. Todd, I'll tell you someday the whole story, what I was about to say. But no, yeah, there's, I believe that children's spirits are real children, but they could be more sinister. I've always believed, like, V, when you've done stuff
Yeah.
with children, stuff like that, but usually isn't there like a telltale sign, like a very much odorous type or an acidy type smell or taste in the air? Or am I wrong?
Well, I mean, demons, they have a sulfuric smell like rotten eggs. So that is a very, and I've even had in my other apartment, I sat and was just, I don't know what I was doing, sitting on my bed staring at the ceiling, and all of a sudden out of nowhere came this sulfuric smell, and I was like, oh, I know what that is. And in the time that I had figured out what it was, and I was like getting ready to think about what should I do, how should I act, how do I protect myself, the scent came and then it left, and that's how I knew there was a presence of a demon. However, because it came in and left so quickly, it was almost like, hey, I'm here, but then it left, so I didn't worry about it anymore. When I've interacted with children, I've asked them questions and gotten real-time answers, so, which wasn't devious, it was just very simplistic answers. So I would say it's safe to say that these were actually children I was interacting with, just because I'm also able to feel how they feel, and nothing felt threatening, or there weren't any smells or heavy air or anything else that would give away that. So I think I've been fortunate to just deal with children. Even on the Queen Mary, when I dealt with Jackie, the little girl that had drowned in the pool, and I had put a little Raggedy Ann doll down, and I have this EVP of somebody whispering, let's grab her. And when I listened back to that, I thought, oh my God, they were trying to grab me. They were plotting to grab me. And it turned out to be, when I thought about it, I'm like, there's a doll sitting right next to me. So they were planning on trying to grab the little doll. So again,
Wow.
but that was like, and that was in real time. So they were there and consciously wanted to grab the doll. Of course, they sadly couldn't. But that was the little girl, Jackie, down in the pool of the Queen Mary, who I'm fortunate enough that, because I've always searched for her when I was going on the ship, and it's nice that now she feels comfortable enough that, she finally interacted with me and wanted to grab the Raggedy Ann doll. I've been down to the pool many times, and, it's fairly boring. I've even been back in the dark locker rooms where supposedly there was an assault, and they've seen like glowing eyes and stuff. I walk back in the dark there by myself, and I'm like, this doesn't feel like anything back here. So,
Wow.
yeah. It's
All
creepy.
right.
I won't lie. The dressing rooms are creepy, but
I would love to go on that,
Oh.
and if I ever do get the money, I'll call you right away and say,
Yes,
come on, V.
I'll take you. I know all the secret spots.
There you go. Todd also said, what year was this? Oh, he's talking about when
Yeah,
I,
you're talking about your
uh,
little
Dan, yeah. Dan, I think it was, wow. It was like 2014, 2015. What does he say? He said, I know Dan was in the Twin Cities for Have Love Will Travel musical review in the early 2000s. I went on concert and Jim Belushi fell on me climbing over a fence so he could wander in the crowd. That's hilarious. That's funny. But no, it was had to be about I think it was 2013, 2014, 2015. It was right around then, and that's when I worked for the DoubleTree. Yep.
You worked
Yeah.
in places.
I worked in some pretty cool places. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see now. Melissa says the reason I asked is there was a house I lived in once that seemed like children, and I honestly got attached to them, but then things went dark. They were like what seemed to be a family of 5 plus a very mean dark entity. Also, we moved because they kept attacking my son. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds scary.
Yeah, that sounds very scary. Could it be, well, that probably, could it be just a mischievous spirit? Or, because I've always wondered, like, if someone is, well, like, treated wrong when they were a kid, they were
Right.
beaten all the time and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden they start being the same way to their kids. And when that person dies, can their spirit still hang around and just be this nasty cuss of a SOB?
Well, so there's two versions. So if people go up to the universe, aka heaven, it automatically transforms you. So there's no mean bone, and that's how you can differentiate between who's coming forth, and interacting with you. If any voice in your head is ever telling you to do terrible things to yourself or other people, that definitely is not coming from God or the universe or your guides or angels. They will never tell you to do anything mean. Your guides will never ever say, to cause any harm or anything like that. So that is one way of knowing that you will have oppression or attachments and things like that. So in that case, that would be something earthbound or a ghost. Ghosts can be either nice or they can be mean, depending. I mean, I've had my hair pulled by ghosts. I've had my behind slapped by a ghost. So they can be a little sassy and mean if they want to be, because they're still down here. But any spirit that has crossed over and is truly on the other side is never going to do mean things. So
Wow.
that answers your question with that.
Right.
So
Right.
yes, it can be, but then it's more of a ghost. It's not a spirit. Spirits
Gotcha.
won't be.
Okay, we have a question from one of the troops,
Yay.
and what they're asking, hold on here. I just seen it pop up. I didn't get a, oh shoot. Okay. So what they're asking is, if you are like where they're at out there and stuff, can something actually follow them back home? Is
Ooh.
that possible? They've heard stories.
Yeah.
Heard stories of it.
Yes, I would say so, especially, I don't know where everybody is, but over like in the Middle East, they have this thing called a jinn, which seems to almost be like the bad version of Aladdin. It's like this Aladdin gone south. But it can transform. I mean, I've seen videos where fires just started on people. These are very, very mischievous trickster, prankster energy. very dark, very they can open, they seem to have all the powers. They can start fires, they can be shadow people, they can be poltergeists. It's this energy of just very, very powerful. Jinns are very, very crazy energies. And absolutely, if something's going to attach, it doesn't matter where in the world that's going to happen. Attachments will happen. Probably the only place attachments wouldn't happen would be on the top of the Himalayas with all the monks. I think that's probably the only place you'd be safe from an attachment because they are so high vibrational. But an attachment could happen in a forest. It can happen in a bar. Bars are very big places for attachments because of the low life energies. And
not all people though that go to bars are low lifes.
No. I'm not saying that.
No, I know. I just had to throw that in.
But I'm saying what no, I'm not saying the living people, the deceased that are ghosts that like to hang out at bars, will attach to people just because they want that experience and that sensation. No, there's a lot of good people that go to bars. I'm not saying everyone's a race.
No, I know.
I like to go to a bar and have a mojito, but I'm just saying that those kind of places, tend to be a little bit more heavy energy.
Right.
Prisons, those are places you're going to catch attachments. So yeah, just it's about being safe and smart and protecting your energy and your aura and just making sure that you always just are in the right state of mind and you're not volatile and weak and got mental disarray, because that makes cracks in your aura and then that's how they get through. So we just want to keep that protected as much as we can.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. Let's see here. We got a few minutes left. So again, now you have a Twitter account too, if people would like to follow you.
Me? A Twitter account? Oh, let's just forget Twitter. Twitter is just stupid.
Okay.
I hate Twitter. I really do. I will put that in there if you want to go.
Well, no,
I don't know. I gave up on Twitter. I just
okay. No, I was trying to let people know where they can find you.
I did in there. Okay. Yeah. So Instagram at the Danish Medium Valentina. I know it's a mouthful, but
yeah,
you get used to it.
And that's Twitter, right? Or no?
Instagram. Okay, and then you can just look for Psychic Medium Valentina on Facebook.
Yep.
And,
that's right.
And then I don't know what I am on YouTube. How embarrassing.
YouTube. I think
I have to look at my own business card. I think I must be like the Danish Medium Valentina. I think I changed it to be like the same.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but follow me, hang out. I'm a goofball.
Like this show wasn't a goofball tonight.
Okay, I found my YouTube.
Well, we had fun. That's the main thing.
Thanks for listening.
And we did learn a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, come on, look at all the stuff we learned tonight.
This was a fun-filled.
Yeah, ketchup and catsup. I never knew that, so that's awesome. You actually got a replacement on your ants from your ant farm.
Look at this. We learned about sea monkeys. Lincoln, Ghostbusters.
Dan Aykroyd.
Who put Val Single's profile on vegansonly.com?
What is that?
Oh my God. My single profile, vegansonly.com. It's
that's Todd.
The correct word is now plant-based. I like that. It's softer sounding. It sounds
It's
very
what?
Plant-based.
Plant-based.
A plant-based diet.
I thought you said plant-faced.
No,
Like
not
what?
yet. I don't want to, or face plant. I don't want to make a face plant. Don't chase me now. No, plant-based. Vegansonly.com.
Gotcha.
I was like farmer needs a wife.com.
Oh my God. There's a lot of those different places out there. The thing is,
show, The Farmer Needs a Wife. I actually was
Yep.
going on Discovery, and I'm like, what is this show? How come The Farmer Needs a Wife? There's a lot of people who need wives besides farmers.
that's right.
Everyone
That's
needs
true.
a wife.
Well, do you need a wife?
No, not right now. I'm
Not everybody.
trying to cut down.
All right. Well,
Hey,
thank you all for listening and put up with us.
all right.
Thank you to the troops for your questions. That was great. Thank you, Para X. Thank you, Sarge. Valentina, thank you so much, hon.
Venus.
I know. Why did I stumbled? I stumbled and I fell. Okay. Well, have a good night, everybody, and we'll
Good
see
night,
you all
everyone.
next
Thanks for
week.
listening.
Bye.